gorgeous people. How you guys doing? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So guys, I'm going to be talking about living in French village versus living in the city. The cost of living in the village and the cost of living in the city. Okay. Just like every other countries around the world, when it is it's just like, for example, somebody that is living in Lagos, and the expenses there, the advantage and the disadvantage, from with somebody that is living in the for example, Jebu Ede. You ask me how I know. I'm a Lagos girl, so it's very easy. So let's talk about France. When, for example, I used to live in a very beautiful village, Epina. I still miss that village till date. Ah, wow. So, in France, when you are living in a village, there are several um, things that you would see there, that maybe when you later move out of the village, you tend to miss it. I, for one, I was living in a very beautiful village. Yeah, village, because it was far away. And for example, if you are going to places like Paris or nearby cities, you need to use train. And most of the time, you know it takes time, the hours and everything. So it's village. So when I was living in that village, beautiful village, very beautiful, and it was good. But the advantage when you are living in the village is like the administrative system is quite easier than when you are in the big city. So because when you are in the village, the population is not so much. So let's assume you have something, I mean, administrative purpose or something. It's quite easier to just get appointment and do it. But when you are in the city, it takes time even to get the appointment and everything. It's very difficult. You sometimes, even for them to give you appointment, you might not even get an appointment to get, maybe to go to immigrations or something. Just, is a bit very is a bit difficult in the city than when you are living in a very small village. And another thing that is very interesting in the village is like the greening. It's always greening, like the place I was living. If you are a lover of nature like me, you tend to, you like, I always miss it a lot. Those days where I used to walk around, I'll just go for a walk, and you know, just a long walk. Sometimes I can just leave my house, dress up, and take I always have a targeted area where I go through. There's this long greeny area. I'll just walk through that long road and go to the train station without taking the bus. It's far. It was quite far, but because of the nature, you see the what's the name, lake. You see lake, the green trees, the nature, and it just makes it all beautiful and all that. So that is one. And another thing in the small village is, most times, yeah, there are days that the buses are maybe feed up, like full, a lot of people and all that. But you cannot compare it to the city. When you are in the city, the buses are always full. I don't know where they are. Okay, I know they always go to work, so the buses are always feed up. You know, ah, ah. Man, it can really be tiring, but it's okay. We are managing it. Then another disadvantage. Yes, there are a lot of advantages um in the village, but quite there are quite disadvantages also. For example, when you are looking for a job, most time there's a lot of limitation when you are getting a job in the village. The job opportunities are always um is is quite low. Yeah, is low because there are not a lot of companies in the village. Yeah, you can't really make choice of what to do. Okay, for example, if there's this company in this village and you like to apply, mind you, maybe a lot of the people there had already applied too, which means you don't really have a lot of work choices. But meanwhile, in the city, you have 1001 companies. You could put your application in several, and maybe even more than two, three. If you are lucky, they might call. But in the village, you just put your for application, it's just that place, maybe that company and a few others. So that is a major disappointment. And another disadvantage, sorry, and another disadvantage in the village is like um when you are going out of the village. For example, you are going to places like Paris, Nasi, or like, I don't know, nearby cities. You have to wait for, sometimes you have to, it's just like train. But meanwhile, when you are in places like in the city, you have several options. You have several options. But in the village, even the buses, like, yeah, there are buses like every other local buses just within the city. Yes, that is okay. It's just like the city too. But the thing is, when you are not going out, like to visit, to travel, and a lot of times the transportation is very, very expensive. Because the reason is this: when you are in places like Paris, you see they have Navigo. With Navigo, which is the bus, which is the abonnement, the reduction, the your card, your train, what is it called, your train pass, yeah, your pass for transportations and everything. So it is very easy to just, you can go within a lot of places nearby Paris, in Paris and all that. But if you are living in the village, your bus pass, or rather your transportation pass, is just for the bus alone. It's kind of it makes it more like you have to spend a lot. So that is one of the disadvantage of living in the village. And also, yeah, there are a lot of advantages, but I feel like the advantage is quite low than the disadvantages. Because why? A lot of interesting things. Yeah, there are interesting things there, but a lot of times where you like, I just want to go to this place, go out and maybe visit Paris or any other place, big city. You have to think about it. You have to prepare the ticket. You have to think. Meanwhile, if you are in the city, you could just get up and like, okay, let me go to this place. And yes, even though you are still going to pay transport, it's not going to be like when you are living in the city. So after all this, are you still willing to live in the village or in the city? You can tell me that in the comment section. So guys, I'm going to drop my mic right here. If you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel, what are you still waiting for at this point? Please subscribe. And as you do so, may God bless you. It's free. It's free. Subscribe. Thank you.